Well, joining us via Skype from Sun Valley, Idaho, so we go from California to Idaho, is accomplished skier Dan Egan to talk about his autographical book, 30 Years in a White Haze. Thanks so much for being with us, Dan. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Bishop Reed. How's everything?
Great. Good. Great to have you back again. Before we get into some of the adventures and skiing parts, let's talk about the inscription that you wrote to Bonnie when you sent the book, and it says, "Faith is life." Why do you write that?
Well, just because, I believe it. And in the book, I talk about the transformation that happened to me when I was lost in Russia for 32 hours at 17,000 feet. And really from that moment on, how my life has changed just through hanging on to faith.
I was so happy to pick up the book this morning here in the living room because, Dan, I'm a skier. I love the snow, but I hate the cold. I know that doesn't make any sense. But what is 30 Years in the White Haze all about? Well,
30 Years in a White Haze is a story of my brother John and I from Boston to the biggest peaks around the world, and how that came to be. And the 30 years reference is in relationship to the storm in Russia. We've never documented the storm or told the whole Egan brothers story. It's a Boston-based story, but it spread out around the world, and all of our adventures with the Warren Miller films and everywhere we went.
Okay, so I don't want to give away too much, but you were trapped in a snow cave, and you had to dig yourself. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, we were climbing and skiing Mount Elbrus in 1990, one of the 7 summits of the world, when a storm blew in and trapped 50 climbers near the summit, and 15 perished.
Oh.
And I had to dig my snow cave with my hands and my feet and an ice axe. And in those 32 hours I was lost, and in the cave I had apparitions and met my guardian angel, and so many things came to me. And one of them was that death is a human experience, that I was going to be okay if I passed. So it was really quite life-changing.
So when you come through an experience like that, Dan, and I just can't imagine with 15 people who passed away, how did that change you?
Well, when you read mountain adventure stories, so often they end with the disaster. And for me, I had never really wanted to write about this because it was the start of my adult life. And I wanted to give it a lot of time so I could put perspective on how that event shaped my life moving forward.
Now, it's my understanding, Dan, that you're in the Hall of Fame for skiing and snowboarding, and you're also considered a pioneer in the whole world of extreme sports. Really, just so many adventures, so much physical excellence. What is it that motivates you anyway?
Well, I love being outside. I love gliding on, over, and through snow, and I love the interaction with people. And skiing is such a great sport because of the generational ties. My grandfather had the highest house in the city, and my mom in the 40s used to ski down the medium strip of the parkway. And from there, it got passed on to us, and I spend most of my time helping others through guiding, coaching, and teaching, and passing it on to them.
All right, Dan, so let's get serious here for a second, okay? Because I may be one of the worst skiers in the history of mankind. And I'm looking at some of these pictures that I'm afraid just looking at these pictures. They're scaring me just looking at these. I am terrible. I am terrible at skiing. So what gives you the energy and the inspiration to do some of the type of things you do skiing-wise? Just going down these steep cliffs and the jumps, and how do you do it?
Well, I'm really not a daredevil. I just...
Oh, come on.
I just operate...
You jump out of helicopters. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I feel I wouldn't jump off a bridge into a river. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I with my skis on my feet, I feel so secure, and it has always been sort of one of our goals, my brother and I, to ski in remote locations. I'm a firm believer that as a skier, our job is to make the mountain look prettier and leave our tracks.
This book, Dan, takes us through many exciting pursuits like you've been describing. Where can people learn more about the book, about your life and your accomplishments, and also get a copy?
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, of course, dan-egan.com. You can find it there on our store, white-haze.com. or wherever you buy your books, bookstores, Amazon, wherever you get it. It's all there. There's lots of it, a lot of stories and tidbits out there on the web and beyond. And I do book signings all the time, all over the country.
Dan, thanks for joining us. If you ever want to laugh, you can watch me ski one day, and it certainly make you happy, or sad. I'm not sure which. Hey, thanks so much for being with us, Dan.
God bless you both. Have a beautiful day.